Hey Virgo, welcome to your second reading of the night. I hope it resonates with you all. This is Nikki. If you have recently joined the channel here, welcome to the Earthly Virgo. What is something that you are too self-conscious about, Virgo? Spirit, give us messages here for the Earthly Virgos. What are we too self-conscious about? Okay, Virgo, what are you too self-conscious about? Okay. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Some of you may think if you're out in public or somewhere, maybe somebody's talking about you and they're not even looking at you, Virgo. They're not talking about you. They're not even thinking about you. But maybe you feel like, you stand out or you're like an outcast around other people. Okay. Kind of feel a little uncomfortable in public. That's why you spend a lot of time alone. That's why you always shut down in hermit mode. All right. Envy. I am the same as everybody else, but with different challenges. Some of you may be envious of somebody but by how people look or what they drive or how they talk, whatever the situation is. It's like I'm uncomfortable in my own skin and I admire the hell out of that person over there. All right. What are you subconscious about, Virgo? What is Virgo self-conscious about? What is Virgo self-conscious about, please, Spirit? Okay. Abundance. Okay. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire into physical reality because you don't have enough money or enough income to spread around. It's like, I'm never going to get this. I'm never going to be that. I'm never going to have my own. I'm never going to have more than what I have right now. It's like you just don't think that you are worthy of more money, more income, more treasures in your life. It's like I'm self-conscious about living. I don't know what else to do. I'm tired of struggling. What am I going to do? And it's like you look at what other people have and you wish like hell that the house was yours, that bank account was yours, that you wouldn't have to worry about money. You wouldn't have to struggle with taking care of the kids, to buy a gallon of milk, to put food on the table. It's like life is a struggle for you. No worries. Your self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Some of you have, I won't say low self-esteem, you may, but you have some self-esteem issues. You don't love what you're looking at or who you look at in the mirror. What you're seeing, the reflection, there's some flaws. You think that there's some flaws about you. You're very, very self-conscious of the way you look, okay? What is Virgo self-conscious about? What is Virgo self-conscious about? Guilt. Maybe feeling guilty about something. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. There's something that you're feeling guilty about, okay, in your life. Only you know what that is, Virgo. It could be maybe you've done something in the name of love for other people and you never forgot about it. I slept with this person because he or she made me feel good in the moment, but I did some things with this person in the bedroom that I was very uncomfortable doing, but I knew that it would please him or her, so I did it, but I felt like shit after. So don't feel guilty about it. Everybody fucks up. Everybody makes mistakes, Virgo. You are not the exception, all right? You know what that saying is? When you know better, you do better, okay? Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. And sometimes, Virgo, you have a bleeding heart. You let people run all over you. Okay. And that's because you care. But sometimes people put you in a situation to where you can't say no, probably in a public situation. And by telling them no in public with a room full of people around or listening ears, it will probably make you feel uncomfortable to say no. That's where your indecision comes in. You got to learn how to say no to people and stop feeling guilty for telling them no. And then all of a sudden maybe changing your mind or feeling very bad when you told somebody no. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life, especially until it comes to telling people telling people no, or feeling like you have to not please this person, but you would much rather be upset than let that person be upset. All right. Okay, Virgo, what are you feeling too self-conscious about? What is Virgo feeling too self-conscious about? I'll get back to the alphabet readings after the birthday season is over with. I know you all are probably waiting. I may sneak a few in here and there, or I may just pick a day and get all the rest of them done and over with. But be looking out for those, okay? What is Virgo feeling too self-conscious about? Forgiveness. Like you almost feel that you have to forgive others when you aren't even the one at fault. You're sorry that you told this person no. Maybe when you told this person no, they did it by themselves or they had somebody else to do it or it didn't work out in their favor. And you feel guilty about it because it didn't work out for them. What about you? What about your feelings and emotions? Who cares about how you feel, Virgo? You got to put yourself first. Stop feeling so guilty because something didn't work out for somebody else because you told them no. That's their life. And you have your life. Okay? Stop feeling guilty about having to tell somebody no. And stop allowing people to put you into situations to where you almost feel you have to say yes. All right? Virgo, what do you feel self-conscious about? Woo, too self-conscious, Virgo. That's too many, so I got one here. Nostalgia, focus on the here and now. Some of you all are self-conscious about things that have taken place in your younger years, maybe in high school, middle school. Maybe you were picked on. Maybe you were a bully, maybe you were bullied or maybe you were a bully and hurt somebody else's feelings and you never forgot about what they did to that person. You never forgot about, what they're saying is, you forget about somebody. You never forget what somebody said to you. You never forget what somebody did to you, but you will always remember how they made you feel. Maybe you realize like that, I should have never treated that girl like that. I treated her like that, or I treated him like that because I felt like I was less than. So I treated them like that so they can feel less than. I can feel a little bit more proper. You know what I'm saying? And that's something you never forgot. Even if you were the person being bullied, it still bothers you to this day because it makes you look at life so differently than you think or thought that you would have had you not been picked on. You feel like sometimes that you are less than, okay? You don't need someone else to fix you, Virgo. That's your job to do it yourself. Only person that can fix you is you. Only person that can love Virgo for who they truly are is Virgo. And everybody else will love you too if they see you're loving yourself first. You can't feel guilty for somebody not having something or from what you think you should have had in your life. Where you at right now is where you're needing to be. So you got to work on some things. Your self-esteem, for one, how you feel about disappointing others, it makes you feel bad because you're a very empathetic person. All right. What are you self-conscious about? Too self-conscious, Virgo. What are you too self-conscious about? Dragons, straight them all. Self-conscious about defeating people who hurt you, defending yourself, speaking up for yourself. Sometimes that makes you a little bit uncomfortable because you don't want to fray anybody's feathers. It's like, I don't want to hurt her feelings, or maybe sometimes you may be afraid to speak up for yourself and then you feel like a damn coward because it's like, man, I should have said this or I could have done that, but I didn't. Okay. And Virgo, you don't have a peace of mind. You're self-conscious because you let everything bother you, opportunities that you miss. You still think about it to this day. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. That's what you need to do. Release this negative energy around you, Virgo. And that's going to really help you come into your own. All right. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Okay. We had forgiveness earlier here as well. Forgive. You need to forgive yourself for thinking. You need to forgive yourself for thinking you need to forgive others, if that makes sense. I'm not saying don't forgive others, but forgive yourself even if you don't. You can't feel guilty by somebody else's fault, by somebody else's failure. If it didn't work out for them, it's not your fault. You need to work on you. That's more important right now, for you to work on you. For you to work on your constitution. What is it that Virgo needs to do to heal? What is it that Virgo needs to do to heal this self-conscious thing about themselves? I'm hearing herself. You know who you are. Stop feeling so bad and feeling so guilty about what somebody else didn't do because you wouldn't help them. I couldn't help them. Stop letting people hold you accountable for their fuck-ups. Virgo, what do you feel self-conscious about? What does Virgo feel too self-conscious about? It's time for healing, not war. It's time for you to get some healing, Virgo. And this war within, confidence, it comes with time and patience. You got to get some, it comes with time and practice, this patience here. This confidence that's already there. This confidence that's dealing with your self-esteem. It's time for healing, Virgo, not war. Burning those bridges. Those bridges have been burned. There is nothing that you can go back there and fix that tower. It's over with now. That darkness, all of that energy that's around you, that's falling apart in that tower moment in your life, no matter how many tower moments that you had, that's just going to refertilize the ground so you can have a beautiful event. You're going to leave that negativity behind, pack your shit and move on. The confidence comes with time and practice. And that's going to bring you unspeakable joy, unspeakable peace. And it's going to do something about you. It's going to do something with your self-esteem as well. It's all where it needs to be right now, Virgo. It's so much more easier than you think. All right. And some of you may have to go at this alone for a while, but that's necessary in order for you to heal, in order for you to find happiness beyond failure. You got to let some things go. Let that ego go. I understand that a mistake is an opportunity to learn. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path to healing for you, to confident healing as a confidence booster for you, Virgo. Something about your self-esteem has been shot, has been depleted, but it doesn't mean you can't get it back, okay? Doesn't mean, because you're fearful. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Fearful that people will talk about me when I walk outside, talk about the way I look, the way I dress, the way I smell, the way my hair is, the way I talk. Maybe, I don't speak loud enough, or maybe I speak too loud. It's always something that you think people are talking about, Virgo, but they don't. People have their own problems. They got their own issues. They're not worried about yours. All right. What is Virgo too self-conscious about, Spirit? Get a couple of more cards. Virgo, what are you too self-conscious about? You can manifest your every wish. And what you think you can't do, Virgo, you actually can. Final message. What is Virgo too self-conscious about? Regret. I know that I cannot change the past, okay? You can't change the past, so why you keep worrying about it? You can manifest any dream you want, any wish that you want, anything you talked about when you were a child, to your friends, your family, whoever. You can get it, but don't have any regrets if you never did what you thought you were going to do when you were younger. Free will is involved. Spirit is involved. The choices that you made in your life up until this point was involved in where you are right now and where you're headed in your future. You can't think about the future and think that everything is gone, everything is bad, you'll never be happy again. Yes, you will. Bottom of the deck. We're all just stardust, and we have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. You can do whatever you set your mind to, Virgo. But for whatever reason, somebody in your life told you that you couldn't. Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. You don't need to know all the answers. All you know that the universe is telling you to persevere and move forward in your life because you are worthy of everything, Virgo. Worthy of all the accolades that spirit and life has to offer you. Look in that mirror and see how powerful you are. Give yourself a powerful antidote to heal properly. Okay? Because you are all that in a bag of motherfucking chips. You better believe that. All right? I hope this message resonates with you. Talk to you soon.